Trent, how you doing?
Good, Trevor. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Yeah?
It feels like a while since we've done this.
I know. I mean, well, people don't know because they
don't
only
know.
see that it comes out.
That it comes out weekly.
So we're always looking consistent.
Yeah.
But we have had a couple of gaps here or there between shootings because I traveled and then a couple of times.
Yeah. So Trent went back to UWM. So he's back in Detroit.
Back to Detroit.
So if we have any Detroit viewers, he can come and stop in and say what's up.
I could. Yep. I won't be going there till next year, but
Oh, so you're done for the year?
I'm done for the year.
Okay. So he took his last trip for the year.
Yeah.
Again.
We try that. We try one run the trip, then I get roped back in. So.
Well, how many times does that make? 4 times this year?
3.
3?
Yep.
Okay.
3 times.
That's not too bad then.
No, not too bad. We are doing an Empire trip, for a lot of the loan officers. I won't be on that one because it's during one of my. I'm not traveling during these dates, so there's 3 dates that I'm going that I say I will not travel during.
When is that?
November.
Okay.
Yep.
Early November or what?
First week.
Yeah, I won't even be in town.
Yeah.
I'll be up in Idaho, Washington area. We're going there for 2 weeks at the end of October or early November.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't been back in 4 years. So, well, I take that back. I haven't been back to visit in 4 years. I've gone up there a few times for business
and all that.
Yeah, but that was a day or it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't enjoyment at all. I didn't see anybody.
You didn't smile one time. No jokes were cracked.
It's me, so there's always jokes that are cracked. But it wasn't for pleasure. I didn't see my friends. I didn't even see my brother. I didn't have time.
Sorry, bro.
I know, sorry, bro. It for me, it's okay that you've been busy doing that stuff because I as well have been crazy busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've had about a listing a week go live, and that's been pretty consistent.
That's great.
Yeah. Buyers coming out of the woodwork.
Yes.
Things just happening. So it just feels like, it feels busy.
Mm-hmm.
So we just closed on an interesting deal. It was supposed to close Friday. It closed yesterday.
Tuesday.
Yeah. So
it was a first for me, to be honest.
It was a first for me. In fact, Trent called me yesterday. It was like, have you ever had this happen before? I'm like, not in this way. And I guess we should probably say what happened.
Yeah.
So it was we wrote up an offer. It was less than 3 weeks to close. I think we ended up having 18 days or something by the time we got everything signed around.
Yep.
So we got the mortgage side and we were representing the buyers. Mm-hmm. And so everything was going crazy smooth. We got through the appraisal, the inspection, everything. And we get the Alta the day before we're supposed to close. So on that Thursday, and the first thing I notice is that the seller owes $12,500. And I'm like, what?
What?
Yeah. So apparently, and the deal was really skinny. The other realtor said, hey, it's going to be really skinny. Apparently, he knew that he was going to owe some money. Mm-hmm. He owed about $15,000 to the HOA. So it was actually in pre-foreclosure, which I work in pre-foreclosures, and I never even saw that on the lien or anything.
Yeah.
The estoppel, everything happened so quickly. And the estoppel didn't come till that following week. So nobody knew anything. That's what happens when you have these rush deals. It's not always the lender's fault. It's not always anything. Well,
it's a third party.
Because we were ready to close in 10 days. It was unbelievable. It was as soon as we got the appraisal back, it was
we got CTC in 5 days on this one.
Yeah. So
from submission to final review, it was 5 days. 5 business days.
5 business days.
Yep.
So we were rocking it. We had the opportunity to be heroes in this thing. And of course, at the end, there's always a hiccup. It just,
yeah.
But here's the thing. So the seller, he owed the $12,500. He knew he had to owe $10,000, but the listing agent had done the net seller sheet wrong, and so he owed an additional $2,500. And so when we got to the closing table, he didn't have that money, and so he actually had it in a retirement account, 401k or something like that, but it wasn't readily available. Mm-hmm. And so what they were trying to do, which this is, you're not supposed to do, but, they were trying to get him extra money any way possible for him to close.
Yeah.
Now, what should have happened and what ended up happening was the listing agent did a check cutback to pay the difference.
Yep.
And then you just hope that the seller pays that back. But yeah, I mean, basically the listing agent. So, I mean, I feel bad because this listing had been active for almost 6 months. They were on the verge of losing the listing. It had been active with somebody else before then. Originally, when they signed it at a 2.5%. It was listed at like $830,000 originally. So they put it on the luxury LPT marketing, which is an additional $2,500. So they probably had about $3,000, $3,500 in marketing just on this property. And then they had a series of offers that fell through. Yeah. And then by the time they got there, they were at 2% on the listing side and 2% on the selling side. And then you just had to make it, they were just trying to get by to get the seller, he was just trying to offload this property at this point without owing too much. Yeah. I mean, he knew he owed some with his poor judgment, but it was one of those things. And so they didn't want to give up more money. Yeah. And the main listing agent, when you work with these teams, you always are splitting with your team. And so he's already splitting with his team. And then he's paid all this additional marketing. And we looked into the facts because we're with LPT also to see if he did the luxury marketing, which he did. And so we knew that he had paid all. So I almost feel bad for him because I know like he's probably going to get his paycheck, and after you pay the brokerage and after you pay everything, I mean, he's personally is probably getting like $3,000-$4,000, which I know everybody thinks, wow, $4,000, great. You don't understand the amount of work that this guy has put into this deal.
Tons into the deal
over the 6 months. At this price point to get to this stage. It is probably a little disheartening, but it's happened to me. We closed on one about 6 months ago that we basically ended up giving the farm on just to get it closed. We were 4 months into the deal. We're like, we got to get this thing closed. The market wasn't the best. We ended up taking a 1.25% to just get it closed. And then of course we had all the marketing, and then we had our brokerage share. So after everything was said and done, we probably only got like, 0.75% we got to take home on that house. And, but the fact is, you use that house as marketing and you get more business out of that. Yes. So you don't make your money on that, but so that's what he's going to have to do on that property.
Just going to tell your hero story. It's like you just have to, however you want to spin it. You can sit there and be like, "Oh, poor me. Yep. I didn't make enough.
Exactly.
I got $4,000. Wham, wham, wham. Right? Or, hey, you know what? I am somebody who is tenacious and I get things done for my clients, and I know exactly how to work deals to make sure that we close. I'm going to close on your home. If you're in a dire straits, we'll work with you, get you figured out, and then we will get this taken care of. Not to be like I'm going to bend on every deal, but I'm going to get more deals if I tell the right story.
It's true.
In the right light of like, I helped this person out. I provided service. You're much better off whenever you come from a heart of servitude to get your job done.
It's true. Yeah, I mean, the moment you sound greedy about anything, it's probably the end of you.
Oh, yeah.
People hear that, they see right through it. It's horrible. So I will say this, he was a young kid on the other end. He's probably got a lot of real estate ahead of him, and like I said, he has to use this as a stepping stone for more business. Yes. So I don't know. Like, I got to be quite honest. The seller was lying to all of us left and right. He was, the stories we'd get from the title company were different than what we were getting from the realtor. I have a feeling after talking to everybody that the realtor was just telling what he was being told, telling us. And so I don't blame him for any of the faults. I just think that we were dealing with a deceitful seller. Yeah. And he was in too deep and he needed bailed out. And the fact is, if the listing agent didn't give part of his deal up yesterday, the deal would have got funded back because UWM wouldn't have funded the deal after 3 days. It would have been a dead deal. We would have had to basically kind of start over, from my understanding. It would have refunded the buyer. They would have refunded the buyer.
Oh, that would have been not great.
Not great at all.
Restart this.
So if we get into that situation, we were talking to the listing agent. We told him, hey, listen, you've got to do this, and this is how you have to do it, and you got to send it off to the broker. So we showed him what check you had to, pull under, and then, who you had to send it to and how to get it done. If he didn't do that by 11:30 or noon yesterday, Jessica and I would have had to do it on our commission. It would have been whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
At this fact, there's a number of things that happen in the deal where we've already shifted some of our commission over to our buyers to help out in the deal. And that had to do with the inspection on some of the stuff to get it to the finish line. And then in addition, when everything's said and done, because they're still doing a little bit of work at the house, we're going to have the whole thing cleaned for them before they move in and stuff. So,
well, that's nice.
Yeah, there's some things, but we're getting a listing out of their home. So, so it's
again, it's all about you provided the right service, and it was what was needed for the deal. I don't think anyone would have been a better fit for it, right?
Yeah.
You're able to mentor the listing agent on what to do, got it done that way. You were willing to work on the other side too, like, all right, worst case scenario, we have to bend again, which is again something you know how to use to your advantage. And it's all about your character profile to say, hey, I know how to get more business with this, so it'll be okay. Plus, you're like, I'm getting this listing, so this guy be like, look what he did for sell my home. Of course,
I will say our buyer was super impressed and super happy with everything.
Yeah.
He was just like, man, this could have gone all sorts of sideways.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff at the end, he still doesn't know really happened. He just knows he bought the house on Friday.
Yeah.
And then we fix all the problems after that.
Yes. We fix all the things on the back end and nobody sees anything. That's what we do.
That's what we do.
That way.
That's what we do.
Fine. It's great.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times we had to solve a problem and then we didn't tell the person that we solved the problem.
Yeah.
Because the fact is that's our job.
Well, because I see it this way too. So if you just tell people problems and you either not be like problem and right back with solution, then you're just adding stress.
Correct.
But if you just solve it without ever telling the problem, they never had that stress to begin with. So it just, wow, this was great.
It's true.
Sing the praise of the Snyders up and down.
Yeah, I can see there's certain people that when you sell them real estate, you're like, oh yeah, they're going to give me a Google review. I can already be like,
5-star
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, even the people that we took that big discount and we took a 1.25%, those people gave us one of our biggest raves on our Google page.
Yeah.
They saw what was happening. And what I told them, when I said, listen, because they had to come down on price.
Yeah.
Like they were just overpriced for what they wanted and they had to get out of there. And I was like, listen, on this one, we're willing to take a discount to get this closed. You're going to have to take a discount too. Sometimes we're going to win together. Sometimes we're going to lose together. But either way, I'm not going to just, take my full amount while you're having to come down also.
Yeah.
So,
yep, we're a team.
Yep. So that was a I think a big thing for them. So they just wanted to feel like, okay, you care enough that you're not going to get paid full price while I'm taking a hit.
Yeah. I'm saying losing everything.
Yeah.
Making, nothing on it or,
Yeah. It was just a bad time in the market. I mean, I think it was last year sometime, but it was just couple-year-old house that was right next to all the new builds.
Oh,
so you're competing against the rate, and you're roughly about the same price. And does somebody want something brand new or just a couple years old? So it's tough.
It is, and that is the thing about it. There's so many builders in Florida that offer all these rates and closing costs, and it's like, man, that is really tough to compete against. Where it almost doesn't make sense. So it sucks for people who. Even the same neighborhood, there's 4 listings in my neighborhood where they're still building houses, the builder's offering, a 4% rate, covering closing costs. And they're like, I don't know how you can even sell unless you're expecting, all right, just have to take a loss. Maybe whatever life dictates, you have to do, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's tough.
Well, and Warren Buffett said it best, which you never lose money if you don't sell when you don't have to.
Yeah.
So, I mean, basically, it's just, you got to hold on. You got to find out a way to kind of grind through it to where you're not taking a loss at the time. And I know that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
Life happens. But if you can weather a few months and stuff, even those people that we sold, it seemed like about 4 or 5 months after that, it seemed to be a little bit better of a market in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I think, but they wanted out. They had actually been trying to sell. It was actually an expired listing. We picked up an expired listing, and they had been trying to sell for a couple of years.
Okay.
So we took a little bit less than what they had it listed with the prior listing agent, but it worked out. So
another success story.
Another Snyder success.
Another Snyder success. There you go.
But anyways, so we had to talk about that deal that's going on. We got another one that's closing here.
Yep.
This week.
Yeah.
So,
closing on Friday.
Yeah.
On that.
Doing the walkthrough tomorrow.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I don't have time for it. I got to go show property and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things where we're starting to get enough buyers, and I love buyers because then I can I could try to work my mortgage side too.
Yeah.
But they take a lot of work, and we are getting at that stage where it's just mileage. I got to figure out something where I'm not showing property all the time. Even this afternoon, I got to come back and go up to, after going to some listing pictures, showing some property, got to come up here and show some townhomes in Lake Mary, and then go back to show some of our listings in our neighborhood before youth group tonight. And I might be a little late to youth group.
Oh.
It is what it is. Yeah. I actually, it's Wednesday night, so I don't have it's middle school. Mm-hmm. So I actually don't have a group.
Oh, okay.
I'm just the men's boys leader. So gotcha. All the leaders answer to me.
Oh,
so
leader.
Yeah. So I go there on Wednesday just in case somebody's going to be sick or I need to fill in or do anything like that. So, and I have fun. All the kids know me. So
that's good.
Yeah. But I can be late because I don't, Sundays I can't be late because I have a class that day. So, yeah. But anyways, what's going on with you? You got a story at all? I've been talking this whole time.
I do. I got this fun one. Mm-hmm. I have a client that I'm working on trying to do a DSCR. Met him. It's kind of the same thing about somebody's not telling the full truth and you start to extract it throughout the transaction. So I met him at a networking event and they need to do a DSCR, just need to take some cash out of a property. And they were telling me about how I was working with some lender and, it's a small loan amount, it's like $100K. I'm like, no big deal, DSCR is easy, should be easy, should be good, fine, no big deal. So we're going through it and they're like, yeah, well, first we started at $7K in fees, then we went to $10K in fees, and they never ordered an appraisal and never got anything done. And I was like, oh man, that sucks, well, let's just get it started. We get an appraisal ordered right away. So we're going through things and he just said, hey, the previous tenant left it kind of a mess. I think our definitions of a mess are a little misaligned. But, because they're like, I told you all this. I'm like, no, you said a mess. And I was thinking some things and maybe punch some holes in walls. Well, it's packed full of personal stuff to the point that the appraiser can't even tell if there's flooring.
It's a hoarding situation.
Yeah, they can't even tell if there's flooring down. Wow. Which, there's that. And then we have structural damage. And now we're kind of going back and forth too, because I'm like, hey, it's like the outside porch has holes in it. And then he's like, but that's outside the house. I'm like, yeah, but it exposes the inside to the elements. That's structural. You can't do anything. So lots of up and downs on that one, trying to figure out how do I align expectations. I'm like, look, you pretty much had a hard money deal. To get this fixed up. Because that's what he wants to do. He wants to fix it up with the money. He's like, I probably need 50. At this point, I'm like, well, you can do that and then you can do a DSCR, get a better rate.
So DSCR operates a lot like a conventional then?
Kind of,
yeah. Cause the way you explain the appraisal and everything, I'm like, oh, okay, so it's there's those safeguards in place. Yeah,
so when it comes back subject to, and I explain this to him, however big or however small, if it's subject to, that has to be corrected for the appraised value to be, certified, however you want to say
accounted or whatever.
Yeah. Because they're saying, hey, if this isn't fixed, even if it's smoke detectors, they're like, you could have a $500,000 house subject to smoke detectors being installed. They won't say it's worth $500,000 unless all the safety features are there.
Add that.
So
smoke detectors are a big one.
Yes, please go back. They're they are installed. Okay, well, I think the appraiser missed it in a picture, but maybe on purpose. I swear they do. But
just to go back.
Because I had one. They're like, even the client's like, can I just? I'm looking at it right now. Can I send you a picture? I'm like, no. You still have to pay $200 for a re-inspection just to say there's smoke detectors and get a picture. But so this is a big deal, and I'm trying to figure out well, what can we do? I'm like, you're basically looking at probably hard money. He doesn't want to pay a lot of fees. He's like, it's not a big loan amount, it's not a big house. And I'm like, but you're kind of stuck. I don't know. What do you want to do?
It's just about taking money out, huh?
Yeah, it's just about taking. There's no liens on it, at all. Paid for house. So it's like, well, I guess what's best to him? This case. But I'm just kind of stuck on it, trying to figure things out because I can't get past the appraisal. I've even escalated it to the appraisal underwriter who reviews all those docs. I'm like, is there anything I can do? Because I'm trying to do what's right for my client. I'm like, hey, can we argue this with the appraiser? Can they just take out the repairs and give us as is? And they're like, no. So I'm like, well, I've asked.
Would they do anything like complete the loan subject to him repairing with some of that money? No?
Some of them will do an escrow holdback, but of only $10,000.
Oh.
So we have to prove that right now it seems the threshold. If you're missing flooring, which he's like, it's there. He's like, you can come inspect it. I'm like, I'm not an inspector. I'm not gonna come to see the flooring. But I'm like, I can't do anything. I'm like, I'm stuck. And there's nothing I can do. I'm like, unless you want to go hard money, I can, the one hard money lender that would take it, they're more commercial businessy, so it's a higher rate, on it. And they want another appraisal, which I'm like, yikes.
And he doesn't have any money to do anything. Is that it?
He might have some money. I would think if you have all these paid for properties,
That's what I would think.
You got to have some money coming in. Maybe you got to hey, cancel this out, fix it up, and then we do a DSCR.
I think that's what you have to do is you got to Band-Aid that thing.
Yeah, Band-Aid it up, do what the minimum is, pay somebody to haul the nonsense out and go, hey, there is floors. Did you look at that? Yeah, we're just stuck on it.
It's pure concrete, but
Well, it's there's no floor covering is what they're saying. He's like, no, there's tile throughout. And I'm like, but I don't, and maybe the appraiser didn't do their job to say, hey, there is, but still we're stuck with structural problems.
Yeah, or you can't see all the tile, you just see part of it. So it's like,
I don't know. I mean, honestly, it's like you can't shift one box. I've seen some of the pictures and through the appraiser, and it's like you couldn't shift a box in this room to be like, yeah, there's tile there.
maybe they got in trouble for shifting boxes.
Ooh.
Theft, things going missing. Maybe they're not supposed to touch anything. Maybe that's, I don't know. I have
no idea.
I would assume as an appraiser, there's certain guidelines to going into somebody's house, just like as a realtor.
I'm sure.
So.
Oh yeah, everything is as is. Don't touch it. Take your pictures and measurements. Do your job. You can't be shifting things around.
It's the job of the seller to get it prepared.
Yes.
And so we've had a number of cases where they block things in the garage because a lot of people like to pack stuff up, and I get it, and then they shove it in the garage. But then they're like, well, I couldn't get to the hot water heater, or I couldn't get to the handler, or I couldn't get to the attic space upstairs, and it's like, so I need to come back, and it's like, yeah. You guys need to make sure that
have access to the entire house, and
they're not going to move around a bunch of boxes to get over there.
No,
because if they break something,
they're liable.
They're liable for it. Why would they do that? So
how could you knock over that Fabergé in the garage?
I didn't know it was Fabergé.
Right? I entirely get it. I'm just trying to. It sucks that I'm trying to be middle person, be fiduciary for my client, and just get it done at the end of the day. But if we're stuck on house that needs more loving care, we're stuck.
Yeah, there's a certain point where we can only do so much, and I do feel like some people expect us just to do everything.
Oh, can't you?
Yeah, it's like I can facilitate most things.
Yeah.
But I just sell real estate and mortgages. So, and then I got to fit within those guidelines as well.
Well, exactly. I'm not not the enemy on things. I'm just trying to.
Right, you're the messenger.
The messenger.
But the messenger always gets shot.
Right. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And I can tell people how to do certain things, and I'm like, hey, here's what they will ask for.
Yeah.
I know you're trying to do this, but here's what they will ask for. Paper trail this, paper trail that.
Yeah. It's the same as when people have low credit. You can only tell them what you have to do. You have these credit cards that are extended or whatever. You need to get them down under 50%. You need to do that.
Yes.
They have to do the work.
You have to do the work. I'll give you all the how-to. You got to do it.
Yeah. So, anyways, that was good. That was a good story. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
So I think we should end it here. This is a good episode, I think.
It was solid.
So thanks.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Trent.
Thank you.
So have a great day, guys.
See you in the next one.
All right.